world is not moved by truth. It is moved by what appears to be true. In the theater of power, perception is the stage, and you are both actor and director. To outsmart anyone, the first rule is to master perception and abandon the naive belief that truth alone will elevate you. People are drawn to appearances. They believe what they see, not what is. If you appear strong even in weakness, they will fear and follow you. If you appear noble even when skimming, they will admire you. Therefore, your task is not to be good, but to seem good. Not to be honest, but to look honest. The world is a court where illusion wears the crown, and those who understand this wield silent dominion over those still enslaved by sincerity. Let others waste their time building virtue in silence, while you build your image in full view. Smile when necessary. Dress the part. Speak with confidence, never revealing uncertainty. Craft every word and gesture as a weapon, calculated not for expression, but for impression. When you walk into a room, let your presence command attention before your words ever reach the air. Appearance is your first advantage. Those who underestimate you based on it are already at a disadvantage. It is not deception, it is strategy. If your enemies see you as harmless, they will not resist you until it is too late. If your allies see you as capable and benevolent, they will entrust you with power willingly. Your mask must be flawless, and behind it, you must watch, plan, and manipulate with precision. A man who shows everything reveals his limits. A man who hides his depth becomes unfathomable. The less they know, the more they fear. People judge based on surface. They assume consistency. If they see you win once, they believe you always win. If they see you fail publicly, they assume you are doomed. So do not let them see failure. Let them see only progress. Hide your wounds. Create symbols of success. Titles, alliances, victories, even if small. They will become myth in the eyes of the masses. Reputation, once established, will do half your work for you. Defend it more fiercely than your wealth, for wealth can be stolen, but a powerful image can protect you even when you are at your weakest. Understand that perception is a mirror you control. Tilt it toward light, and you blind them. Tilt it toward shadow, and you disappear when needed. The foolish man seeks to be understood. The cunning man seeks to be believed. The former is bound by his truth. The latter uses perception to bend truth into weapon and shield. Influence comes not to the most honest, but to the most convincing. When you learn to wear masks without ever removing them, you will begin to grasp the first true law of dominance. In the realm of power, hesitation is a fatal flaw. To strike first is to claim the initiative, to take control of the battlefield before your opponent even knows the fight has begun. Waiting for the perfect moment is a luxury reserved for the weak and indecisive. The strong understand that power is not granted by patience, but seized by boldness. The moment you perceive a threat, you must move swiftly and without remorse. Strike decisively and with precision, for half measures invite disaster, and allow your rivals to recover and retaliate. Those who act first dictate the terms of engagement. They shape the narrative and unsettle their enemies. A swift, unexpected blow leaves no room for resistance or preparation. It forces others to react to your will, rather than imposing their own. This advantage, once lost, rarely returns. The world favors the initiator, the one who moves while others remain frozen in fear or doubt. To wait is to risk losing everything. To strike early is to claim the prize outright. Decisiveness is the weapon of kings and conquerors. It is not enough to act quickly. You must act with certainty and full commitment. The blow you deliver should be strong enough to break the spirit of opposition, not merely bruise it. Indecision breeds weakness, and weakness invites challenge. When you strike, make it clear that you are not to be questioned, that your power is absolute. This leaves your opponents no choice but to bow or fall. The power to strike first also requires keen observation. You must recognize opportunities before they fully manifest. This demands sharp intellect and an understanding of human nature and circumstance. Those who wait for perfect clarity will find themselves paralyzed by doubt. True dominance is born in the ability to seize the moment despite uncertainty. Calculated risk is preferable to cautious stagnation. A bold move made in imperfect conditions often triumphs over careful planning executed too late. In this game, mercy is a dangerous illusion. Softness invites defiance and rebellion. When you have the chance to remove a threat, do so decisively. Leaving an opponent alive, even in weakness, allows them to gather strength and plot revenge. The world respects power, and power respects no hesitation. To show mercy before complete victory is to signal weakness. It is to invite challenge and undermine your authority. Understanding the importance of timing is key. Strike too early without preparation, and you may falter. Strike too late, and the opportunity is lost. Therefore, mastery lies in balancing boldness with strategy. Move swiftly when the time is right, with all resources aligned, so that your action is unstoppable. The element of surprise is your greatest ally. Do not squander it by delay. To dominate is to control the rhythm of conflict and command the course of events. Those who strike first write history and dictate the future. Those who hesitate are remembered only as victims or footnotes. The path to power is paved with decisive actions taken at the critical moment. To stand ready but not act is to surrender your fate to others. To strike first is to claim it for yourself. Loyalty is often mistaken for affection, but in the pursuit of power, it is a tool. Nothing more, nothing less. True dominance does not arise from love or friendship, but from control and leverage. When men swear loyalty, it is rarely because of genuine devotion. It is because they see benefit, fear consequence, or desire favor. To wield power effectively, you must understand this and use loyalty not as a bond of sentiment, but as a means of manipulation. Gain trust strategically. Let them believe their allegiance is freely given, that it flows from admiration or respect. Encourage their confidence. Let them speak of your virtues and magnify your strengths in private and public. But behind their praise lies dependence. The key is to make them feel indispensable to your cause, as though their survival, success, and standing hinge on your favor. When loyalty is entwined with self-interest, it becomes a leash with which you lead and a shield that protects you. Never mistake loyalty for permanence. It is a fragile currency, always subject to change when the price shifts. People will abandon even the strongest of leaders if their own interests demand it. This is why loyalty must be maintained, constantly renewed, and kept under your control. Reward it when it serves you, punish betrayal swiftly and publicly. Make examples of those who falter, so others understand the cost of disloyalty. Fear is often a more reliable motivator than love. Use loyalty as a weapon against your rivals. Divide and conquer by cultivating factions loyal to you within their ranks. Let those who follow you feel superior to those who do not. This breeds envy and suspicion among your enemies, weakening their unity and resolve. Your loyalists become your eyes and ears, reporting weaknesses and plotting your advantage. They are the foundation of your power, but never become so dependent on their devotion that you lose sight of your own autonomy. The most dangerous form of loyalty is blind devotion, but it is also the most powerful. Those who follow without question are willing to do what others will not. Fight fiercely, sacrifice everything, and execute your will without hesitation. Such loyalty is rare and must be earned through calculated generosity, personal attention, and sometimes fear. It requires a leader to be both benefactor and enforcer, balancing reward with discipline. Understand that loyalty is transactional. It thrives on mutual benefit rather than sentimental bonds. Your followers give their allegiance in exchange for protection, advancement, or security. If you fail to provide these, their loyalty will wither. Therefore, maintain your power by constantly ensuring your supporters see you as indispensable. Your strength must be the soil in which their loyalty grows. In the delicate dance of power, loyalty is not a shield to hide behind, but a tool to wield. Cultivate it carefully, use it wisely, and never allow sentiment to cloud your judgment. Those who serve you must do so not because they love you, but because they need you. Because in their world, you are the source of their fortune and their fate. When loyalty is your leverage, you are no longer a leader among men. You are their master. To conceal your intentions is to hold the greatest advantage in any contest for power. Revealing your plans is surrendering your strength before the battle has even begun. The moment your adversaries grasp your true aim, they can prepare, resist, or counterattack. Therefore, the wise ruler masks his designs behind layers of charm, kindness, and apparent simplicity. What others see must be a carefully constructed illusion. Calm, predictable, harmless, while beneath the surface your strategy unfolds in silence. The art of concealment is not mere secrecy, it is active deception. You do not simply hide your purpose. You disguise it as something else entirely. Speak words that please but mean something different. Show gestures that comfort but conceal threats. Let your smiles and compliments lull opponents into complacency, making them lower their guard. The less they suspect, the more vulnerable they become. Trust is a double-edged sword, to be wielded sparingly and with cunning. Allow others to believe they have insight into your motives, but feed them carefully chosen lies or partial truths. Let them think they understand your moves, even as you outmaneuver them from shadows. Predictability is a fatal weakness, unpredictability your greatest ally. When your rivals think they see the path you tread, take a hidden turn and leave them behind. The concealment of intent requires discipline. It demands that you guard your expressions, your words, and even your silence. A careless glance, a revealing sigh, or a slip of the tongue can unravel your entire scheme. Those who know you well may watch for such cracks. Never give them the opportunity. Train yourself to speak in riddles, to act with purpose but without clarity. Your true objectives must remain locked away, even from those closest to you. Behind every smile and flattering word, keep the blade sharp and ready. The most devastating strike is the one your enemy never anticipates. When the time comes to reveal your hand, do so swiftly and without hesitation. The shock of sudden action, born from concealed preparation, is often enough to shatter the strongest defenses. Let your opponent scramble to respond while you press your advantage with relentless force. There is power in silence, in the space between words and in the unknown. When others seek to uncover your plans, they reveal their own desires and fears. Use this knowledge to mislead and manipulate, feed false trails and distractions, and watch as your adversaries expend energy chasing shadows. A well-placed rumor, a subtle misdirection, or an act of calculated kindness can serve as effective camouflage your true purpose. To conceal intent is to control the battlefield before the fight begins. Those who reveal everything are vulnerable. Those who reveal nothing command the outcome. This is a game of patience and cunning, where the greatest victory is won not by brute force but by the mastery of invisibility. The unseen hand shapes the course of events, bending others to its will while remaining untouched. Those who grasp this truth hold dominion over all who attempt to challenge them. Every advantage lies hidden within the weaknesses of others. To dominate completely, one must learn to identify these flaws and exploit them with relentless precision. Mercy, sympathy, or hesitation in the face of weakness is not the mark of strength, but the road to ruin. The world respects only the conqueror who swims without pity and takes advantage of every opening. Weakness is an invitation, a door left ajar, waiting to be forced wide open. Those who fail to seize it lose power, influence, and ultimately their place. No one is without fault. Every man carries some vulnerability, be it pride, greed, fear, or vanity. These cracks in the armor are not signs of fragility, but opportunities waiting to be seized. It is your task to observe carefully, to understand what drives your opponent, what they desire most, and what they fear in secret. By focusing your efforts on these points, you create leverage that cannot be easily broken. A subtle insult, a whispered doubt, or a strategic move can amplify their insecurities, leaving them exposed and vulnerable. To exploit weakness is not a matter of brute force alone, but of calculation. It requires patience to wait for the right moment, cunning to disguise your intentions, and ruthlessness to act decisively when the time comes. The more subtle your approach, the less resistance you face. A carefully orchestrated betrayal or a well-timed withdrawal can be far more devastating than a direct confrontation. You must always be ready to strike where it hurts most and when it hurts most. This precision makes your power seem inevitable and your victory assured. Compassion is a luxury for those who have already won. For those still fighting for dominance, it is a chain that binds and a weakness to be exploited by others. Show no mercy to those who stand in your way, for kindness only invites defiance and rebellion. The world is ruled by the ruthless, and history remembers those who crushed opposition without remorse. To hesitate or show sympathy is to invite disaster, to give your enemies the chance to recover and rise against you. In addition to individuals, systems and institutions have weaknesses as well. Bureaucracies crumble under pressure. Alliances falter under strain. Public opinion shifts with whispers and rumors. Recognize these fractures and apply pressure until they break. Manipulate factions against one another, sow discord, and watch the structure collapse from within. Power gained by exploiting such weaknesses is more durable, for it undermines the very foundation of your enemy's strength. There is no room for guilt in this pursuit. Guilt clouds judgment and weakens resolve. Power is a game without rules, and those who hesitate out of conscience are destined to lose. To dominate is to embrace the harsh reality of human nature, the selfishness, the ambition, the greed, and use it to your advantage. Every weakness you find is a tool, every flaw a weapon. Wield them without remorse. They simply withdraw, and you will command the world around you. The path to supremacy is paved with ruthless exploitation of weakness. Those who cling to mercy or moral restraint will find themselves crushed beneath the boots of those who do not. To conquer, you must see weakness not as a flaw to be pitied, but as an opening to be exploited, a door to power waiting to be forced open. Only then can you claim total dominance.